quiet exit that screamed the loudest. Never forget the one who stayed silent while everyone else screamed for attention. Because what's rare in this world isn't beauty, it's presence. What's unforgettable isn't perfection, it's restraint. And what haunts people is realizing they lost someone who never needed to be loud to be powerful. You want to become the one they can't replace? Then understand this. People don't remember who gave them the most. They remember who gave them what no one else could. In a world drowning in neediness, ego, noise, and emotional chaos, the rarest force of all is a human being who walks with stillness, who speaks with clarity, who doesn't chase, doesn't beg, and doesn't break. You do not become irreplaceable by demanding value. You become irreplaceable by embodying it quietly, fully, and without apology. But that's the hard part, isn't it? Because most people are slaves to the exact things that make them disposable. Desire, attachment, fear, overthinking, pride. They want to be wanted. They want to be loved. They want to feel important. And so they sell themselves out just to be chosen by people who don't even know what they're looking for. You don't become the one they regret losing by becoming more likable. You become it by becoming more whole, by becoming what they didn't recognize until it was gone. The path is brutal, because you will have to give up everything that made you weak and kill the parts of you that only existed to please others. You will have to walk alone, and that silence will not comfort you at first. It will mock you, echo through your bones like punishment. But it's only the part of you that clung to attention that's dying. Let it die. The first step is to stop explaining yourself. You don't need to defend your worth. You don't need to prove that you were good enough. You don't need to beg someone to understand your heart. That's what weak people do. That's what the emotionally starved do. That's what the world taught you, that love is earned by performance. But Stoicism teaches you something else, something terrifying, that your value is inherent and no one else can give it or take it away. And when you stop explaining, the noise ends. Suddenly, you're no longer a participant in the game of approval. You become untouchable, not because you're cold, but because you're clear. You become the one who never needed them, but still chose them. And that is what they can't forget, because neediness is everywhere, but power wrapped in kindness. That's something people live their whole lives chasing and never find again, too. The discipline of desire. The second truth. Control your desire. Desire is fire, slow, seductive, alive, but it will burn you to ash the moment you let it lead. Desire makes you text when you shouldn't. It makes you wait for replies like a child starved of validation. It makes you act out of fear, not wisdom. It turns you from a grounded individual into a begging one. Stoicism is not the absence of desire. It is the discipline of desire. It is knowing you want something and not moving until you decide if it's worthy of your time, your energy, your soul. Every time you act on impulse, you dilute your value. Every time you need someone to make you feel whole, you hand them power over your identity. And eventually, they'll feel it, even if they loved you. The moment they feel that need crawling out of your voice, your touch, your eyes, something shifts. Because people want to feel drawn to you, not burdened by you. They want to feel your strength, even in your affection. So the one they regret losing is the one who never chased them out of fear. But studstillclear.com, silent hand watched as they walked away and still didn't follow. That's the moment they start remembering. That's the moment they feel the loss. Not when you cried, not when you explained, but when you went quiet. Because power does not scream, it disappears. 3. The strength in suffering wealthy. Third truth, suffer well. The world has taught people to escape everything uncomfortable, to medicate pain, to run from silence, to label discomfort as dysfunction. But a Stoic learns to sit in the fire, to hold the tension, to feel the ache without needing to fix it. Because suffering is where character is forged. It's not what happens to you that makes you strong. It's how you respond, with stillness, not panic, with action, not excuses. When you can suffer well, you no longer need to seek comfort from those who don't respect your worth. You become rooted in something deeper than emotion. You become dangerous, not in a way that harms others, but in a way that cannot be manipulated. Because the one who can endure without complaining, who can feel everything, but still choose discipline, who can be hurt, but still remain composed, that one becomes unforgettable. Not because they were the loudest, but because they walked through hell and no one even knew. 4. Win silently. The fourth truth. Don't argue. Win silently. They will twist your words. They'll test your pride, push your buttons, try to pull you into chaos. Don't respond. To be irreplaceable is to be unshakable. Your peace must be so sacred you protect it even from the people you once loved. Here's the truth. No one tells you. People crave mystery more than explanation. The moment you start defending yourself, you shrink. Let them wonder why you're calm. Let them overthink your silence. Let them realize, too late, that you weren't confused. You were just done playing. What they remember is how quietly you walked away. 5. Build a life they would never part of him, finally. Build a life they would never part of. Be not the one who waited, but the one who rose quietly, alone. The one who turned pain into power. The one who walked back in calm, grounded, untouchable land, didn't need to say a word because the change was obvious. That's the proof, not in what you said, but in who you became. When you stop asking if they'll return and start becoming the version they'll never find again, that's when everything shifts. They didn't lose who you were, they lost who you were becoming, okay? And they'll never get that chance again. When silence replaces your presence, when every distraction feels empty, they'll remember. But you won't need them to, 'cause by then, you'll be still, full, unshaken.